All right, let's bring in Nikhil Jain into this conversation as well. Nikhil, a total of 243 seats up for grabs. The BJP and the JDU fighting on 101, the Lok Jan Shakti on 29, the Rashtriya Lok Morcha and Hindustani Awam Morcha on 6 seats. And of course, from the other side, you have the Mahagathbandhan, the Grand Alliance, which is just Janata Dal, the Indian National Congress, the CPI, the CPI-ML, and the CPI-M also. What is your prediction here? Like I said, and I'll say it again because this is a palpable eventuality and a possibility that, due to the noise that both the parties have made in terms of promises and the freebies that are going to be extended to the voter, it is bound to be a close election. Well, it's all the more interesting for journalists like me and for analysts like you. But what's your assessment?
So, Vineet, one thing I do agree with Manasvi on is that this is a close fight. This is a tight election, and it's very hard to predict any of the numbers. So, I suppose the numbers that I've given to you would be playing on your screen right now, and I think your viewers can see. And I'm very sorry for putting out numbers where I'm essentially giving the NDA and the India Alliance about the same number of seats and about the same margin of error. We can discuss about the number of seats that each party can get, but so far as the alliances are concerned, it is indeed going to be a very tough contest. And so far as the promises and electoral promises are concerned, both the alliances have gone really heavy in terms of promising social welfare rollouts and direct benefit transfers, even unconditional transfers, right? So I think it will essentially boil down to the caste coalitions as well as how much trust the voters are willing to place in the respective leadership. Now, this is where I feel the RJD and the India Alliance have an edge over the India Alliance for the simple reason that time and again the BJP is asked questions about who will be the CM if you win. And the constant answer that people hear is Nitish Kumar ke netritva mein chunav lada ja raha hai. People are smart enough, people of Bihar and people of India are smart enough to understand that when you make dodgy comments like that, it is very, very clear that you're not going to make Nitish Kumar the chief minister if you indeed come into power. The question is, if not Nitish, then who? And the NDA does not have a strong candidate. On the other hand, the India Alliance has been very clear that Tejasvi is our face. They formally also announced it. It can be seen in the hoardings. It can be seen in the manifesto. And the India Alliance has put forth the CM face. And now the NDA may take all sorts of jibes about Jungle Raj, however wrong or right they may be. Fact to the matter is, Tejasvi Yadav is a different individual than Lalu Prasad Yadav. This is a different era. 20 plus years have passed to, the last time Lalu or anybody from his family was in power. And now the voters are able to establish a connect with a very young, very energetic Tejasvi Yadav, who frankly does not seem like one of those Bahubali characters which sort of epitomize politics in Bihar. He does seem like a young guy wanting to bring, development into his state, social welfare into his state, somebody who's connected with the youth. So BJP, for instance, the BJP takes jibes at him for, dancing with the youth. But I think this is what Tejasvi is able to understand, what the NDA is not understanding. That the youth of today, they like this. They like watching their leaders dance around or be funny or be normal on an Instagram reel or a YouTube short. This is primarily the edge that I feel the India Alliance has. In terms of numbers, if you ask me, I think the RJD is looking at about 78 seats plus minus 5. The Congress is looking at about 20 seats plus minus 2. The CPI, and this is where the number of seats that I'm putting for the Congress, this is where I significantly differ from Manasvi for the simple reason that if you look at how the organization is running better, I'm not saying it's running very well. I'm simply saying it's running better than it was running in the previous elections with the advent of Krishna Alavaru and all the changes that he's brought about. I'm expecting the Congress to do slightly better than they did the previous time around, which is 20 plus minus 2. CPI-ML, I'm expecting about a similar number with around 12 plus minus 2. VIP, I'm expecting a slightly better performance than the previous time because this time around, Mukesh Sahni is getting way more traction in the alliance that he is vis-a-vis the previous time. Rahul Gandhi jumping in that pond, trying to engage with the fishermen, the community that Mukesh Sahni and the VIP party represent. That is definitely going to send strong currents between his voters and the constituencies where they might have an impact, where they have a strong impact, right? CPI, I'm expecting about 2 plus minus 1. CPI, perhaps a single seat. So far as the NDA Alliance is concerned, I personally feel that the BJP will see a dip in its seats from about 74, 75 previous election to 67 plus minus 3. The reason for that is that there is no clear leadership and Prime Minister Modi has been the Prime Minister for a very long time and he doesn't he doesn't hold that kind of charm and charisma to the voters that he did in 2020.
Okay.
JDU, again, I'm expecting a significant decline from a 43 to a 36, plus minus 4, in light of Nitish being sort of sidelined in the campaign, or rather being seconded in the campaign. LJP, Ramvilas, I'm actually expecting them to win a large number of seats compared to the previous time. They were winning a single seat. They won a single seat. This time around, I'm expecting 11. For the simple reason they're not fighting alone, they're fighting in a coalition. And there is a reason that the India Alliance has allotted them the maximum number of seats within its alliance partners, other than the JDU, of course. And the other parties, HAM, I'm expecting about 3 plus minus 1, RLM
Okay.
about 1. That is what my math is. It all adds up to essentially 118 for both the sides, plus minus 6, plus minus 7, plus minus 8. So I think it will be a tough election. I feel the RJD would be the single largest party, and I'm hoping that the governor is going to call the RJD, and we won't see, any of the allegations that we see about vote chori, seat chori, and all of that. But let's see how the election turns out.